Good morning, students. This is 12th standard biobotany video class, video 1. In this video, we are going to see the new lesson, chapter 9, unit 10, economic botany. Under unit 10, economic botany, we are going to see the lesson, plant breeding. Dear students, in this video class, we are going to see the different methods of plant breeding. So plant breeding is a branch of botany which deals with the protection of plants with disease resistant, drought resistant and insect pest resistant, and also how we can able to produce a large quantity of crops in a shorter period of time. Then how we can able to increase the soil fertility and also maintain the environmental condition without pollution. That branch of botany is known as plant breeding. In this video, we are going to see the different plant breeding methods and their advantages. Dear students, first we are going to see the topic organic agriculture. Dear students, in the 10th lesson, you have already studied organic farming. What is organic farming? It is an alternative source of agricultural system. This system was originated in 20th century with different changing farming practices. Farming practices means agricultural practices. This organic farming or agricultural production system maintains the health of the soil and their environment, that is ecosystem and people. Then it relies the ecological processes. Different processes occur in the environment or ecology. Then biodiversity, variation between the plants and animals which is present in the particular environment and also all over the world. That is said to be biodiversity, and their cycles adapted to the local condition. That means based upon the particular environmental situation, how these plants and animals can survive or adapt in the particular environment. And also we can able to use the input in a adverse condition, that means problematic situation or adverse effect. We can able to use the inputs to develop the new kind of crops. That type of agriculture is called organic agriculture. It is an alternative source which increases the health of a soil, maintains the ecosystem and also health of the people. It maintains ecological processes, biodiversity and adapt the environmental condition instead of using any external inputs in different environmental problems. Dear students, what is organic agriculture is the important 2 mark and 3 mark question. Next, see the do you know paragraph. This do you know paragraph contains important book insight 1 mark question. M.S. Swaminathan is an Indian born botanist. He is the pioneer of mutation breeder. Pioneer means first person who find out the mutational breeding process. Then T.S. Venkatraman, he was an eminent sugarcane breeder. That means new variety of sugarcane breedings are produced by T.S. Venkatraman. Then B.P. Paul is a famous wheat breeder. That means new variety of wheat, that is Godhuma, developed with a superior quality. That means apart from the normal variety, he has produced superior quality with disease resistant varieties of wheat. That means a wheat plant was observed by B.P. Paul. That plant does not affected by any kind of diseases. That is said to be disease resistant wheat variety by B.P. Paul. Next one, Dr. K. Ramaya. He was an eminent rice breeder. That means rice variety. This rice variety, which are giving high yielding means large quantity of paddy grains. Next, N.G.P. Rao, as known as the eminent sorghum breeder. Sorghum means, what is that one? Maize na makacholam அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். சொர்க்கம்னா சோளம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ரெண்டு இருக்கு. Maize means மக்காச்சோளம் yellow கலரில் இருக்கும். சொர்க்கம்னா சோளம், that is smaller in size, white கலரில் இருக்கும். Somewhat white, that is greenish white color. So developed world first hybrid sorghum CSH1. Underline the word. It's a very much important one mark question. World first hybrid of sorghum was developed by G.P. Rao or N.G.P. Rao. So the next, C.T. Patel, who has developed world's first cotton hybrid. That is also important. One more question. The last one, Chaudhry Ram Dan, who is famous for wheat breeder and also produced C591 variety of wheat, which is made up of in the Punjab wheat granary of India. So one more question. Punjab is a dash of India, na? Wheat granary of India. That is, in India, wheat granary of India is known as dash, na? Punjab. So in this Punjab state only, Chaudhry Ram Dan developed the new wheat breeder named as C591. So this is the different scientists and their invention is the important one mark question. So next we are going to see the biofertilizer. What is biofertilizer? A fertilizer which increase the crop yield and also protect the plants against insect and pest, increase the soil fertility, and produce less pollution is known as fertilizer. So this fertilizer, which is produced from the biological thing, that means microorganism, that fertilizers are known as biofertilizers. See, definition of biofertilizer is the important 2 mark question. Biofertilizers are defined as preparation containing living cell. That's why I told you microorganism. Okay. So the fertilizer prepared from the living cell or latent cell efficient strain of microorganism. That means the extract of the microorganism that help the crop plant uptake of nutrients by the interaction in the rhizosphere. Rhizosphere means root, when applied through seed or soil. So, a fertilizer which are preparing from the living cell or latent cell of microorganism, that means strain of microorganism that is taken place by a plant as a nutrient when we applied to the seed or in the soil. That is said to be biofertilizer. The answer for biofertilizer is from the biofertilizer to seed or soil. So these biofertilizers are otherwise known as microbial culture, bioinoculant, bacterial inoculant, or bacterial fertilizer. So this is the other name for biofertilizer. Sometimes they will ask the question, what is microbial culture, or what is bioinoculant, or what is bacterial inoculant or bacterial fertilizer. What is the use of this biofertilizer? It's given in the second paragraph. First paragraph is only the definition of biofertilizer and its other name. So these biofertilizers are very effective fixing the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, and also they are solubilizing the phosphate substance which is present in the soil and decomposing the cellulose component present in the plant parts. Not only that, they are increasing the soil fertility, plant growth, and also increase the number of microorganisms and biological activity of the beneficial microorganism in the soil. These biofertilizers are eco-friendly. Why it's said to be eco-friendly? They are not causing pollution in the environment. That's why they are known as friend to the ecosystem. So eco-friendly, organic agro inputs, and are more efficient biofertilizer. Cost is very less, that is cost is effective than the chemical fertilizer. So chemical fertilizer means artificial fertilizer which are produced in the industries. Instead of that artificial fertilizer, we are using biofertilizer to increase the soil fertility, plant growth, and also increase the beneficial activity of the microorganism present in the soil, eco-friendly, cost effective, and also efficient. This is the advantage of biofertilizer. Dear students, book back question is there. What is biofertilizer? How these biofertilizers which are increasing the fertility of the soil, how they are increasing? They are fixing the atmospheric nitrogen, solubilize the phosphate molecules, decomposing the cellulose component. So by doing these kind of activities, they are increasing soil fertility and also increase the beneficial microorganism into the soil. So this is said to be biofertilizer. Dear students, see the table column is very important for 2 mark, 3 mark and 1 mark question. Different types of biofertilizers which are producing from the microorganism and their nature. Then what function they are doing. First one, nitrogen fixing biofertilizer. Dear students, you already studied in the lower classes. Nitrogen is a gas present in the atmosphere, but this nitrogen is very much essential for plant growth. But plant unable to absorb that nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. So for that, some of the microorganisms which are living in the soil and also some of them which are living in the root of higher plants, they are absorbing the nitrogen from the atmosphere and they are fixed it into the soil in the form of nitrate ions. These nitrate ions are dissolved in the water. After that, these dissolved nitrate ions are absorbed by the rhizosphere, that means root of the higher plants, for their growth development. So that type of microorganisms is responsible for producing fertilizers are known as nitrogen fixing fertilizer or biofertilizer. First one, free living bacteria. Example, Acetobacter Clostridium, Anabaena and Nostoc. Some of them are symbiotic relationship. Dear students, you already studied Principles of Ecology lesson. In that lesson, different types of relationship is there. One of the symbiotic relationship means two living organisms are live together. At the same time, they are mutually beneficial. So both the organisms are beneficial. That type of association or relationship is known as symbiotic relationship or symbiotic association. Example, Rhizobium bacteria and Anabaena azole. Another one, associative symbiotic bacteria named as Azospirillum. So these are all the different types of nitrogen fixing biofertilizer. Dear students, this table column is very important. I told you 1 mark, 2 mark and 3 mark. Next one, phosphorus solubilizing biofertilizer. First one, bacteria, Bacillus subtilis, Pseudomonas striata. Fungi, Penicillium and Aspergillus. Then phosphorus mobilizing fertilizer. First one is the arbuscular mycorrhizae, ectomycorrhizae. Dear students, have you remember that? What is mycorrhizae and the types? You studied in the 11th standard. A symbiotic association between the root of higher plants and fungal partner is known as mycorrhizae. There are different types of mycorrhizae, ectomycorrhizae, endomycorrhizae and ectendomycorrhizae. In the endomycorrhizae, we are having the example worm fungi, that is vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizae, that is worm fungi. Another one is the arbuscular mycorrhizae, ectomycorrhizae. Arbuscular mycorrhizae, example Glomus and Scutellospora. Ectomycorrhiza, example Amanita. Then biofertilizer for micronutrient. So nutrients are divided into macro and micro. Some of the minerals which are required in a trace quantity for the plant growth and development known as micronutrient. These micronutrients is also responsible for biofertilizer. Example, silicate and zinc solubilizer by Bacillus bacteria. Then plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, that is Pseudomonas fluorescens. So these are all the different types of biofertilizer which are produced from some kinds of microorganism. That means latent cell of microorganism or living cell. First we are going to see Rhizobium. Rhizobium is a symbiotic bacteria which is otherwise known as Rhizobium biofertilizer culture. Normally, bacterial cultivation or produced in the laboratory is known as bacterial culture. The Rhizobium bacteria is also produced in the culture media. Those Rhizobium bacteria is known as Rhizobium biofertilizer culture. This symbiotic Rhizobium bacteria, which is present in the root of higher plants, particularly leguminous plants. Leguminous plants means Fabaceae family members. Beans, avaraka, thorambaruppu, ulundu, pachapparuppu, different types of nuts, அதாவது கொண்டக்கடலை, வேர்க்கடலை, தென் காராமணி பயிர்னு சொல்கிறோம், பெரும்பயிர்னு சொல்லுவோம், பைத்தங்காய் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, கொண்டக்கடலை. So all the plants belongs to the family Leguminaceae family or Fabaceae family. In this family members, root region is inhabited by the bacteria is known as Rhizobium bacteria. So this Rhizobium bacteria, which is present in the root of leguminous plants in the form of nodules. See the diagram. A small button-like structure is known as முடிச்சு மாதிரி இருக்கு பாருங்க, ஒரு நூலை முடிச்சு போட்டால் எப்படி இருக்கும், like that a nodules which is present in the root of leguminous plants. Then one portion of a nodules are given here in a larger size. They are showing the different mycorrhizae, sorry, not mycorrhizae, branched haustorial structure which is present inner side of the nodules. So in this nodules only the Rhizobium bacteria is habitated. Here in this association, what is association? Higher plants of root and Rhizobium bacteria, both the organisms are beneficial. That association is known as symbiotic association. What is a symbiotic association? Both the organisms are beneficial. What is the beneficial here? This Rhizobium bacteria unable to prepare the food material, so it is present in the root of higher plants. So it has a living place and also getting food material from the root of higher plants. In turn, this bacteria which is fixing the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil for the growth and development of a higher plants. Likewise, both the organisms are beneficial by exchanging their function. That association or relationship is known as symbiotic relationship. See the paragraph. The biofertilizers containing Rhizobium bacteria are called Rhizobium biofertilizer culture. Symbiotic bacteria that reside, that means inhabited, inside the root nodules convert the atmospheric nitrogen into bioavailable form to the plants. This nitrogen fixing bacterium, when applied to the soil, it will be undergo multiplication and produce millions of Rhizobium bacteria and fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So this Rhizobium bacteria is best suited for the paddy field, which increase the crop protection up to 50% to 40%. Normally, if they are giving 100 sacks of paddy grains, means it will be increased from 15% to 40% due to the Rhizobium bacteria which is present in the soil. So that is said to be the Rhizobium. Write a short notes on Rhizobium is the important 3-mark question and also book back question. So another one, Anabaena azollae. It is a bacteria which are fixing atmospheric nitrogen. This Anabaena azollae bacteria present in a water fern is known as azolla. So azolla is a free floating water fern. எங்கேயாவது போய் தண்ணி எண்ணி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தண்ணி மேலே பச்சை கலரில் 2 லீஃப் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும், குட்டியாக 2 லீஃப். That plant is called free floating water fern. It is a pteridophytic plant, azolla. This azolla which are containing the bacteria known as is bacteria. Blue-green algae means cyanobacteria. Blue-green alga is known as Anabaena azolla. This Anabaena azolla fixing the atmospheric nitrogen into the wetland rice cultivation and also increase the crop protection up to 40 to 60 kg per acre crop. So the agronomic potential means agriculture importance of azolla is quite significant, particularly for increasing the yield of rice crop, and also it is easily decomposed into the soil. They are not causing any pollution. It will be easily decomposed into the soil and make your soil into fertile. So that's why, see the diagram given here, azolla in the paddy field. In second diagram which are showing the azolla in the pond or a lake. So this azolla artificially produce the sum of the agricultural farming. விவசாய பண்ணன்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, அந்த பண்ணையில் artificially they are cultivating by digging a small pond and they are using to increase the paddy grains, that is crop protection, rice paddy crop protection by using the azolla which contains Anabaena azolla fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So this is the another biofertilizer named azolla. Write a short note on azolla. It's a book back question. It's very, very important 3-mark question. Another one is the arbuscular mycorrhizae. What is arbuscular mycorrhizae? A short form is AM. It is a symbiotic association between root of higher plants and fungal partner. The fungi which belongs to the Phycomycetes division. This arbuscular mycorrhizae dissolve the phosphate molecule which is present in the soil. Abundance means large quantity. So large quantity of phosphates which is present in the soil is dissolved by, what is that one? Arbuscular mycorrhizae. See the diagram. First one, there is no colony, but second diagram which are showing arbuscular mycorrhizae colony formation. So left side, inner side of the soil contains water, ammonia, zinc, phosphate molecules. So here, these phosphate molecules are transferred through the root hairs. But in this right side, in the soil, it contains the arbuscular mycorrhizae. So, in the right side, the arbuscular mycorrhizae which dissolve the phosphate molecules. And also these molecules which is present in the soil are ammonia, water, zinc and phosphate molecules. So these arbuscular mycorrhizae dissolve the phosphate molecules and also it absorb only the molecules required for the growth and development of a plant. So the plant which are showing in the arbuscular mycorrhizae colonization, they are resistant to foliar pathogen. Foliar pathogen means a disease causing germs enter through the leaves. That should be resisted by the arbuscular mycorrhizae. Then they are increase the tolerance capacity against drought, panja varumbodhu, and also high salt content. Then through the root region, we are transferring the arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi. It dissolves the phosphate molecule. So the plants which are growing there, showing the growth development with resistant to plant against leaf pathogen, root pathogen, and also they are showing the resistant against heavy metal toxicity. So this arbuscular mycorrhizae is also one of the symbiotic association fungi responsible for the plant growth development by dissolving the phosphate molecules. Dear students, I hope have you all understood different types of biofertilizer and their advantages. Then what is organic agriculture? Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.